You are literally taking more risk right now not owning Bitcoin than having it.
Bitcoin is back, and it's quite literally bigger than ever before. And you might be wondering, well, how high can it really go? Won't it probably just crash like it did in 2017 after it hit $20,000? The true answer is that anything is possible, and we don't know exactly what will happen. Although, on this channel, I'll give you my opinions and my findings, the research and experience that I have with my own personal investments. You have to remember that cryptocurrency is still relatively new compared to traditional equity investments. Bitcoin has only been around since 2009, and that is the first cryptocurrency that ever existed. That's just about 12 years compared to the stock market, which has been around for over 200 years, or the US dollar, which has been in circulation for more than 240 years. So, like Andre said on the Impulsive Show, are you really screwed if you don't own any Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency at all? The quick and short answer is no, you're probably not screwed. However, I do think if you're watching this video right now and you're new to the scene, this is the very beginning of the mainstream acceptance of Bitcoin. I personally, and it may seem obvious already, have a very strong conviction in Bitcoin's massive future potential, and I do think you would be limiting yourself and potentially hurting yourself a little bit if you at least didn't watch this video all the way through to understand why Bitcoin has a place in the future and has a place of relevancy for you. Of course, there are always going to be people that don't like change. They won't believe in new technology and they won't adapt it, and they won't believe in the same way Bitcoin or other new types of financial ecosystems. But generally speaking, when it comes to finance, those are the same people who have large investments and a bias towards current institutions or traditional institutions, which make them a lot of money. So if you're watching this on your phone or sitting in your chair at home and listening to this video and saying, well, I heard that Charles Schwab or JP Morgan Chase said that Bitcoin is no good or cryptocurrency is no good, well, just know that those institutions generally have a bias towards the systems that are set in place right now where they are making a fortune off of those systems. Changing that system to something like Bitcoin, which favors a lot more people and doesn't favor them as much, obviously wouldn't be beneficial for their pockets. There's also still a large portion of people who are saying investing in Bitcoin is solely a get-rich-quick scheme, which if you're watching these videos, I would hope you realize that nothing in life is a get-rich-quick scheme. It just doesn't work that way. So can you make a metric ton of money with Bitcoin or other digital assets? Yes, of course, and people have, and people will continue to do so. I've actually heard that if you hit the like button, you have a higher chance of being one of those people. No, but seriously, it does help the community grow, and it supports me in making these free videos for you guys, so if you could like the video, that'd be great. Thanks. I want to quickly take a look at someone who actually did what we're talking about right now, just to give you guys some context and an example. We can look at Eric Finman, who bought $1,000 worth of Bitcoin at the age of 12, and that is now worth over $5 million, probably actually more like $7.5 million at this point. So yes, you can make a lot of money on something like Bitcoin, but that doesn't mean that you will. So just to clarify again, this is not going to get you rich quick overnight. There's nothing that's going to do that for you. Chances are the only way you're getting rich overnight is by winning the lottery. So now that we've talked about some of the qualms and nuances that people have with Bitcoin and digital assets, let's talk about why Andre and I believe Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies have much more value than a quick profit. One of the easiest ways to think about Bitcoin is it's the digital version of gold. So you know what gold is, right? It's a metal, a precious metal that's scarce. It's hard to find, it's very hard to destroy, and it's shiny. People like shiny things, right? Well, the world has bestowed a value on gold, and what you can do with gold is you can buy it and hold all of the money value that gold has, right? So if gold's worth $2,000 per bar, just an example here, and you put $2,000 into gold, ideally that gold keeps that value over time, as where your money could lose value over time due to things like inflation. Well, now we look at Bitcoin and say that Bitcoin is just a better version of gold, right? It's scarce. The technology behind it is better. It makes it easier to use than transferring gold, right? You can send each other Bitcoin over the internet technologically, easily and digitally, versus gold where you have to actually melt it or chop it up and physically hand it to one another, which is very hard to do if you're not in the same room and don't have the capability to do so. And then we can talk about the security, right? Gold, if it gets destroyed or stolen or anything like that, it's gone. I mean, that's it. You have to protect it physically by putting it in a safe or a lockbox or somewhere that you know can't be accessed. But with Bitcoin, you have a digital wallet and you have a key phrase, which is similar in a lot of ways, where you have to hold that and only you can have access to it to make sure that all the money in your wallet stays safe. But arguably the best part about Bitcoin is the decentralized nature of it. That means that all of the people that own Bitcoin and mine Bitcoin are the people that actually control Bitcoin. That's completely different than things like the US dollar, which the government can print anytime it wants for any reason. And when the government prints more money, that devalues each individual dollar that's in existence. Bitcoin has a finite amount, which means that only 21 million of them will ever exist. Nobody can change that. Nobody controls that. There's no government or company or brand or entity that owns Bitcoin or can control it. It's controlled by the masses of people. And so that decentralized nature is critically important and what makes Bitcoin very different than gold or the dollar. And like I said about inflation, the US dollar is getting weaker and weaker as the United States government continues to print more and more and more of it. You may have heard that the government's printed 25% of all money that's existed, and it's trillions and trillions of dollars. I don't think people understand how much money trillions of dollars really is. It's an obscene amount of money. So as the dollar gets weaker, that is even more case for Bitcoin to rise. So should you buy Bitcoin? And obviously the answer for me is yes, I own it. I've already bought it. So then why should you buy Bitcoin? Well, if you're like me and want to own a piece of future currency, because yes, I do believe in some respect, Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies like Ethereum will be very, very useful, if not the main form of currency in the future, then it seems like a pretty good idea to maybe pick up some of these digital currencies right now. I've already done a video explaining how you can buy Bitcoin super quick and easy. That video is right up here if you want to check it out. But if you don't have time to go and watch that, I recommend using Coinbase Pro for buying Bitcoin, Ethereum, or most other cryptocurrencies. Coinbase is a publicly traded US company, so you know that it's legal and it's taking all the necessary precautions to work with the IRS and SEC to make sure that everything is kosher. And better yet, you can get $10 of free Bitcoin when you sign up for Coinbase Pro with my referral link. I'll also get $10, so it's a win-win. So all in all, as you can see, crypto and specifically Bitcoin are great options for the future of our world currency due to their traits. Technology and the internet is constantly evolving, and pretty much the entire world runs through the internet these days. So obviously it makes sense that our money should run that way too. I personally invested about 10% of my investment portfolio into cryptocurrencies about a year and a half ago. That chunk of my portfolio has since grown to about 30% of my total portfolio, far outperforming all of my stocks, bonds, ETFs, and mutual funds. Want to clarify that this is not financial advice in any way. I'm not a financial advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only, and also to educate people on what Bitcoin is and why it has value. I always encourage you to continue to do your own research before you make any investment, whether that's cryptocurrency, stocks, anything. Definitely do your research and know what you're getting into before you buy. That's all I got for you guys today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and if you did, again, smash the like button, subscribe to see more content and other ways that we're making money in the cryptocurrency and NFT world. We'll see you guys all next time. Have a great day.